Well, good morning, lovely ladies and gentlemen. Steve Collins coming to you from beautiful San Antonio, Texas, the second most powerful, passionate, purposeful coach and speaker in the world. I hope you guys are fired up again for another wonderful day. It is lovely in San Antonio, about 55 degrees, sun is shining, it's beautiful. What do people think of you? What do people think of you? Believe it or not, this one thought has robbed more people of their goals and their dreams and the big life that they could live, that they choose not to live, all because of this one thought. What do people think about me? It is the most gripping, fearful thing for most people to consider, which hinders and prohibits them from taking massive action moving forward for the fear of being judged, or the fear of being made fun of, or the fear of others looking down on them. And no question in mankind, as far as I'm concerned, has stolen from more people and more families than the question of, what are people going to think about me if? What do people think about me? So I'd like to have a conversation with you around leadership in this vein so that you may be liberated this morning by a reality. I'm going to say it now, and then I'm going to say it at the end. Remember the 20-40-60 rule. I'm going to give you a sandwich. I'm going to give you the 20-40-60 rule now and at the end of the video, and I'm going to give you the meat in between, but I want you to get it now. The 20-40-60 rule. At 20 years old, everybody's freaking out. What do people think about me? At about 40 years old, people start going, I don't think I'm going to care so much what people think about me. At 60 years old, they go, hey, nobody was thinking about me in the first damn place. So you want to take your 60 perspective and bring it into whatever age you are now, so that you realize if you are not careful, you can fall into the trap of not becoming everything you were intended to become because of the fear of what other people may be thinking about you. So I have a very simple philosophy about this, my personal philosophy, and it is this. I don't care what people think about me, and I care what people think about me. Let me say that again. I know it might be confusing. I don't care what people think about me, and I care what people think about me. What do I mean by that? Because that sounds like an ironic statement that just negates itself. Here's what it means. I don't care what people think about me in respect to my pursuit of my God-given goals, dreams, visions to make an impact in this earth in my lifetime. I don't care what people think about me when it comes to my mission, my vision, and my values. I don't care what people think about me. They're not going to hinder me from pressing forward in all that I intend to be, do, and have. I don't care what people think about me, which is why I make these videos every day, which is why I make them as long as I make them, because I have an intention, and I don't care what people think about me. Yet, I care what people think about me in this sense. As you grow in influence, that is equal to leadership. John Maxwell says leadership is nothing more and nothing less than influence. As you grow in influence, you are automatically given a mantle of responsibility in that leadership to steward your life in such a way that it would not cause others to stumble, sin, fall, or screw up. Does that make sense? You have a responsibility as you gain more influence and leadership to live a life in such a way that it can be emulated by others, because you are either somebody's blessing or you somebody's lesson. You are either a compass that can guide another in the direction they would like to head, which is the direction you are walking in, or you will be a cautionary tale to them of what not to do. I love Jim Rohn, a great business philosopher in America, who spoke at one time and said, it's just too bad that failures don't do seminars. How great would that be? I'm doing my Jim Rohn voice. If failures did seminars, you got this guy, had it all, had a wonderful wife, the wonderful kids, the wonderful job and house, and threw it all away. Teach me how to not do that. And I think there's some truth to that. You are either a compass that can guide another person, not through you leading and telling them what to do, but by simply you choosing to live in a certain way that others can choose to emulate if they like. Or you can easily become a cautionary tale of what not to do when people see the circumstances that emerge from the sequence of decisions that you have made and continue to make. What do people think of you? This is the question that haunts most people and keeps them from truly pursuing their God-given dreams and goals, because let me tell you something. God don't plant little bitty old lame dreams inside your heart. He plants really big dreams inside your heart. Big ones that you cannot accomplish. Well, Steve, what do you mean by that? That just don't make no damn sense right there, boy. We're from Texas. Like, that don't make no damn sense. Why would God give you a big vision that you can't accomplish? I'm so glad you asked, Bubba. Let me tell you, the reason he does that is because you can't accomplish it without him. Ha! That's where it lies, my friends. You can't accomplish the big God-given goal without being in partnership with the one who gave you the goal, because he is infinitely more committed to doing things with you rather than you doing things for him. With him will always trump for him. With him will always trump for him, because he is relational. He is into relationship. He is into chitting and chatting and talking with you all day, every day, if you choose to. And it's up to you. Yeah, let me ask you this, for those of you that are in a marriage relationship or boyfriend-girlfriend relationship, or you have a best friend, how rich would that relationship be if your spouse scheduled time for you on Sundays for maybe an hour, and you were doing this most of the time? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Man, when is that game going to be? What'd you say? What? How satisfied would you be if you had the attention of a person close to you for an hour on Sunday, but not really an hour? Maybe it was more like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and it was distracted time. How rich would that relationship be? Well, ladies and gentlemen, with him always trumps for him. And when you understand that it is that God-given dream, that dream he placed in your heart, that in and of itself and in and of by yourself, you cannot accomplish it, that's not the reason to give up on it. You see, it was put there so that it could only be manifested when you're in partnership with the good Lord. He will not do your part, and you cannot do his part. You got to do your part, and then you free him to do his part, and it requires F-A-I-T, faith. It requires faith to move in that direction, like Indiana Jones stepping out of one side of the cave to the other with nothing below him. And when he took his first step, the bridge appeared. Ladies and gentlemen, it says this in my favorite book, the Bible. Your word is a lamp unto my feet. It's a light unto my path. You know what it does not say? It does not say your word is a spotlight with 10,000 lumens that shoots ahead of me for about 10 miles so I can see everything clearly. No, ma'am. No, sir. It does not say that. It says it's a lamp to my feet. It's a light to my path, which means you got just enough light to take a few steps here, take a few steps there, take a few steps here, take a few steps there. And as long as you got that lamp, as long as you got that word, as long as you got that connection, as long as you got that relationship, you're going to see where to go. But the second you let go of that thing, you're going to be stumbling around in darkness. Are you worried about what people think about you? Let go of that. I end with this. The 20, 40, 60 rule. At 20, everybody's worried about what people are thinking about them. At 40, people say, I am not going to worry so much about what people think about me. At 60, you go, damn, people weren't even thinking about me even a little bit at all. They were not even thinking about me in the first place. Do not let the fear of what you think you cannot accomplish because it's too big prohibit you from moving forward. You ask. You simply ask. You created me. You put this big vision in my heart. I'm not quite sure how to make it happen or come to pass, but I'm going to take the next step. I'm going to take the next step, and I'm going to do my part. You know, when I was a young man, I went to a church I still go to right now. It's an amazing place where people operate in what are known as gifts that are given from God to speak into people's lives or futures. And I had so many words spoken over me by ministers who had traveled the earth saying, you're called to the marketplace. You're going to be a leader in the marketplace. You're going to be an entrepreneur. I couldn't even spell entrepreneur. And I did not want to work in the marketplace. I thought I was going to work in the church, y'all. I was like, no, I don't want to do any of that stuff. But it was a consistent pattern. You're going to be stewarding large sums of finances. You're going to be advancing the kingdom of God. You're going to be influencing the lives of men and women. You're going to be speaking all over the world. All this stuff for 25 years I'd been hearing. And after a couple of years, my pastor said, what are you doing to respond to those words, even though they seem way too big for you? And I said, that's a really good question. So you know what I did? I began studying. I began reading. I began learning about leadership, about finances, about income, about investment strategies. I began studying my craft, which at the time I knew was going to be sales. So I studied my craft. I studied Zig Ziglar and Jim Rohn and Brian Tracy. And I studied the gurus that I thought had character and integrity and a skill set. I followed and made relationship with people who were successful in those areas. I did my part and continue to do my part to partner with him because he will not do my part and I cannot do his part. But when I do my part, he does his part. And when I step out by faith like Indiana Jones from one side of the cave to the other, he allows me to see and step on the bridge. So ladies and gentlemen, don't worry what people think about you when it comes to your goals and dreams, and be aware that it's important what people think about you as you gain more influence because you are a leader and people are watching you and you don't want to make anybody stumble, do you? My charge to you today is, if you have given up on that God-sized dream in your heart because you know you can't accomplish it, that is the very thing you need to acknowledge it. I can't accomplish it on my own, but me and him together, a lamp to my feet. I can see a few feet ahead of me. I can see one step at a time. A light to my path. Not a giant flood lamp looking into the next 4 years necessarily. A lamp to my feet. A light to my path. Give me today, this day, my daily bread, my daily sustenance, so that I can walk in this that you have created me. Because you know what? What he created you to do and that big thing he created you for ain't even about you in the first place, man. It's about the people he has connected to you, whose lives will be made rich by you stepping into your place and revealing yourself in the magnificence he created. Magnificence he created just for you. My hope and prayer today is that you will repent from fear and shake it off. Get rid of it. Say, man, I'm sorry I got stuck in fear. I didn't know until Brother Collins brought it like he brought it this morning that this is an option for me. And now I am re-engaged in fulfilling the call on my life, what I was created to do in this earth. And I intend to partner with you. Lead me, show me the way, give me wisdom, connect me to the right people and right resources so that I can begin moving in that direction one day at a time. And ladies and gentlemen, one day becomes two becomes four. 4 becomes a week becomes a month, months become year, and before you know it, you're living the big life he intended for you to live. I pray today that you make that choice to take the first step forward in living the big dream He placed in your heart. Have a great day, guys.